ago that part of our the stuff for 168 Main Street was on his land. And I also have the bakery dumpster in there. So we he let that stay in there. He said, Daniela, we'll deal with that later. And by then I was still a tenant here. So it was all I never knew what was going on until somebody came and surveyed his land at the end of the building, the building he's building.
I guess
you need to secure that.
We want to have a document.
You need to secure that the right to that connection, and protect yourself. Because if your neighbor ever sells his property, that agreement.
I understand. We always talk about it, like when we took it over here, we started painting, fixing the grass. I always did the maintenance here as a tenant. And then, and we always said, like, we need to know what's always going on, and he's always here. He's almost here every day, and then we have an agreement because we share the entrance. I clean the entrance because I have customers at the bakery. They uses more the entrance. And then 1 year I cleaned all the snow, and then he taught me how to deal with the snow because you're not supposed to throw the snow certain places here. So we kind of, we're pretty close. We're friends dealing with all those little things. But I agree, reaching at this point, we should put on some paper. We had no idea how we should, because one day he told me, we can deal with that piece of land later. I want to finish my project, get everything done, everything with the city. I'm not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. And our significant others know about this. And then, so that was our agreement. So that's how we
need that agreement. You need that agreement in writing.
You need it in writing.
You need that in writing. I think for this project, though, I think at best, I think they probably should attach this drawing as part of the, almost, I know it's somebody else's drawing, it's not yours, but that plan should be attached to the order of conditions. So that's in the record. It's in the record that we know there's a connection there, but you need to secure the right to that connection. To protect yourself, and because if that property is ever sold and they dig the dry well up, there could be problems.
I understand. And we also have the dumpster there and the bushes, and I also do the maintenance behind that. There's some lands in it has plants, and I'm always cleaning, just I keep this area organized, just we sell food here. So
yeah.
And then so we need to increase the bakery forward, because there are a couple of competitions coming to the area, and then I need some sitting areas, because after COVID, and then I only have 2 little tables, and then I don't have a sitting area, and that's why I requested the addition, and all this came to the surface of knowledge and learning about all that. So
I don't have any problem with your project. I think it's a good project. I just need to protect yourself and
I understand.
So
I appreciate
how we move forward on this. I would like to move forward on this, but I need to have some reassurance that this is gonna be followed up, and this is gonna you're gonna get that agreement, whether it's in a letter form or something that shows that you're authorized to be connected to those dry wells that are on.
Okay, I'll talk to him, and then we can get an agreement, and then we'll get an agreement on the paper. That'll be done.
Okay.
Through the chair. Through the chair.
I don't know where.
So just so you guys understand, this was actually DEP intervened on this. So I don't even know if this is an actual, I think I have the plan in front of me, or I'm not sure what DEP approved. I emailed DEP today. And they don't really keep great records over there. But as we're sitting here and I'm thinking about this, I'm like, I don't even know if this was just the plan that did anyone do any due diligence to find out if this was actually built? That would be to you, Andrea, because I don't have, DEP did not copy me on anything except for the superseding order of conditions. And let's see if they checked off stormwater. I know somewhere you saw that the reviewer at DEP said that they weren't subject to stormwater. It is checked off. It's the order I'm looking at is checked off saying that they are subject to it. But I don't have a copy of the plan. Does anyone have a copy of the plan? Because I mean, basically what I'm trying to say is I'm not even sure if those dry wells are there. And did the surveyor, when he went out there, did he check to see if they were there? Because Nikolai, as we all know, Nikolai did some serious work on his property, and that looks like that's Nikolai's property.
Wonder if this shows up on the city's M4 plan.
It's helpful if I bring up. Well,
There's
yeah.
there's definitely one in there because it's next to the dumpster.
I'm sure
Yeah,
the city,
I
I'm
can
sure
bring
Public
up-
Services must have looked at this to meet their M4 permit for illicit discharge.
No, Mike, this is from this started in like 2008. That we weren't even, I don't even think the MS4 we weren't even part of that until a few years after that. So the city did not look at this at all because DEP intervened. So I have a plan dated 2008. That's the only plan I have in my file. And now I'm looking at the superseding order and it's a 2010 plan. It's a July 3rd, 2010 plan. And I do not have that in here. So I have no idea what was built. I don't know I don't even know if this O&M plan goes with this now. I'm sorry that I am just figuring this out here now. I thought this was going to go a little bit smoother.
Yeah, I mean, it's a simple project, but this is something that needs probably to be followed up. Make sure there is no illicit discharge from the building going to a dry well.
Well, if it's helpful, I can bring up photos to show on one side of the building that the roof leaders do go subsurface, presumably. Looks like my internet is presumably back to the dry well. The approved O&M plan under the superseding order of conditions references a dry well. So, I can only presume that was constructed as a condition, in terms of what we're looking at for the proposed improvement today with the single story addition. We're adding the 500 gallon dry well in the front. So we meet the regulations in terms of improving existing conditions with respect to stormwater management. And I hope we could address the questions that the commission has raised as a separate matter.
Well, I'm okay with that, but can you attach this drawing to the file? So we have at least, right now, it's the only, it looks like might be the only record that we have.
Yeah, and we could, as Daniela indicated, she's going to have someone look at the site to verify what they we know that one existing dry well. It's possible another one was paved, the top of it might have been paved over, but we have to get clarification on that. And if that was the case, certainly during construction, they can uncover maybe a little bit of the area where we think it is, just to verify what's going on.
Okay, I think That should be, you should do that. We should get that done.
Also, you want to get a written document identifying, whose property it is, where the dry wells are, and the fact that you're sharing things. But I'd like that documented, so it's for the record. Anybody else have any questions? So am I looking for a motion to continue until we get all the documents?
I have a question.
Go
And
ahead.
I hate that I'm just thinking of this now. It's because Daniela brought it up when she was speaking about Nikolai. Where are you going to put the snow storage? Because I know in the past winters, you've been putting it where you're going to put your addition. So now you're not going to have that location and the river's right there. So that should be shown on the plan as well.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we're putting the snow on the patio. I can either put near the dumpster, and then when it snows, bring the dumpster on the other side. Or my husband works in construction. We can remove the snow, so put it on the trailer in case when it snows a lot, right? Because last year we didn't have that much snow, so we had no problem with that. So that could be. Oh no, but last year Nick said we can put on his parking lot to the side. That's where we pile up when we clean because we clean all together. So we put behind. When we pass the bakery, our building, he has a parking lot. So I think he said last year we could place in there, and then if you get a lot, we can remove it. Would be no problem for us.
Through the chair, that should probably be in that agreement as well. Then
Yeah, I want that in writing.
Yeah, we can do that because we
Okay.
always talk because I remember one year you couldn't pass the snow because we reached the river, and then one year didn't have snow that much, and then last year I said where would, and then he figured he has an old car he has for storage in the back down here, so he said that year we could put over there, so we piled everything in there, and then worst case. Yeah.
Get that in writing so it's part of the documents.
Yeah.
And so I would like to get a motion to continue until all this paperwork is resubmitted. Hopefully you can get that done by next month.
Okay. Agreements and just want to make sure I understood right. Get all the agreements and checking the existing dry wells, right? It's there because English is not my first language. Just want to make sure I got everything.
When were you planning on doing your construction?
We're planning on you can dig up to end of October if it doesn't get too cold. So I would say at end of September, October, so I can use the patio during the summer until the end. So I would say start digging in October, beginning of October.
So we have time then. You have time to get.
Yeah, to get them. Yes.
Okay.
I appreciate.
Isn't she supposed to add to the plan, add some information to the proposed plan
Yeah, I would like to see the dry wells shown
on the plan?
on the plan.
I think Andrea has the where Thor, the engineer, did it's right next to the future addition. It will be on the driveway. That's where we're putting.
Yeah, so maybe as part of updating the plan to show the dry wells, at least maybe attach this plan so we have it in the record. And then when you do your construction, when you dig your dry well in the front with the equipment there, maybe you can locate the other, do a small test pit in the back and try to locate that other dry well. And then we could add it to the plan and create it as part of the as-built.
Okay.
Okay.
through the chair, you don't want them to try to locate the either try to find a plan from that DEP approved that shows the dry wells or try to locate them.
Yeah.
Because what
Yeah.
happens if you guys close this out next month and then we find out there is no dry wells? And those roof, I mean, they don't have a certificate of compliance from DEP, and I confirmed with DEP, they definitely need to get one. So
Where's the roof drain going then?
exactly. So that would be one of, I have a bunch of conditions that I started rattling down. The agreement from Nikolai that they need to work on a certificate of compliance from DEP, because technically you can't have two file numbers open. 56, the maintenance of the existing dry wells should be submitted to us, within like 60 days of the close of the hearing, because I don't have a single maintenance report in here. But again, this was DEP, so I don't know what DEP, what DEP required, but I think if those have been there since 2010, they've been there for 13 years and no one has been maintaining them. I mean, they're better off not being there. What's the point of having them if no one's going to maintain them?
Well,
And then
the
yep.
dry well generally doesn't really need any maintenance. It's only taking roof runoff. So it could last forever, theoretically.
I mean, the O&M plan states a little bit different, but you would definitely know better than me.
I definitely, we have time, so I think this needs to be resolved. And maybe Andrew can do some investigation and find out, get better information, and we'll find out about that dry well. We have time still, so.
And I think by the next meeting, with the person that Daniela is coordinating with, they, on one of the pictures, it looks like there is something at the surface, at least for one of the presumed dry wells. Hopefully they can confirm that. The question will be then if there is a second one that might be covered by pavement, in which case during construction, that could then be uncovered and then included on the as-built plan. So we can at least have some information qualitatively for you for next month.
And usually the roof conduits have, you can just connect a roof conduit, relatively simple. So if the one of the dry wells has a cover on it and you go out there and pull the cover and you add water to the other roof, you can see if water's going to that dry well. If it isn't, it's probably going to the one that's not shown on the plan or doesn't have a cover or is covered over.
Right, yeah, with a hose we can, do that experiment.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. So through the chair, you're asking for an agreement, a signed agreement for snow storage and dry well maintenance. Is that all you're asking for? Or are you going to ask them to,
want to put it
find
on
the
the plan.
ports?
If they do that investigative work and get that information, it certainly can be added to the drawing. You have time to add that to the plan to show the dry well, and maybe even depending on how much is shown on our drawing we have in front of us, you could be a note in the plan saying snow storage to be located at location A or something.
So do we want a revised plan then?
Yes.
So we have time to do that.
And I just found the O&M plan that I don't even know if this is the correct O&M plan, but it actually does say that the water levels in the dry well should be recorded at the beginning, 24 hours and 48 hours following a major storm. The water level should not exceed 6 inches at 48 hours after the end of the storm. If so, it's likely that the dry well will need to be replaced. So if no one's been doing this and we don't know what's going on, we don't know the state of the dry well.
Yeah.
So that was just the point I was trying to make. If no one's been maintaining it, it doesn't sound like they could, it might not even be functioning correctly.
Yeah.
Well, Diane had someone come here to check some stuff in the back years ago, but once I got the building, I was never informed about that. But I'll get someone next week to check it on that stuff and get that big cover opened, and then we'll see where to start.
Okay.
Oh, I get a motion to continue?
There is someone who has their hand raised, so you do have to open it to the public. And just real quick, again, I'm noticing if the plan is getting revised, it should show the that revised dry well detail that that Bob Langley and Williams and Sprages worked on. Just because a loose piece of paper in a file is not really cool. If you're going to revise a plan, it should be on the plan so that the contractor knows. Or whatever you guys want. If you guys don't care, that's fine.
Does anybody on the commission have any more questions? If not, I'm going to open it up to the public and ask Jennifer Buchanan. Is that it?
Yep. Name and address.
Yeah, if you can just give us your name and address when you speak, I'd appreciate it.
Jennifer Buchanan, 171 Lowell Street, Peabody.
Thank you. What do you have to tell us?
So I received a notice about a build that was going to happen at 163 Lowell Street. And I did have a lot of questions and some objections, but it seemed to me that the person was supposed to get a revised plan to you and did not. So the motion was to continue it.
No, that's not correct.
We're talking about.
It's the next item.
That's
Oh,
the
I
next
thought it was the
item.
first item.
The first item was 36A Greenwood Road.
Okay, is it Escarlin Crisotomo?
163 Lowell Street is the next item, 100%.
My apologies.
Okay, you can come back and raise your hand again. Do we get a motion to continue item?
3.
Item 3, right? Yeah.
A motion to continue?
Second,
Second for that motion.
roll call.
Yep, that motion was made by Mr. Rizzo, seconded by Mr. Vivaldi. Roll call. Chairman Lazaris.
One
Yes.
moment, 1 second. Is
Fine.
Andrea, a question for Andrea. Is it enough time? Is 1 month enough time for you?
I think everything except for, we'd have to check in with a surveyor, you know, that's the only wild card in this equation.
Okay.
So if the
If we-
commission is
Well, we-
otherwise,
We'll leave it at a month and just go
If
for
we vote to, we're gonna vote to continue. If you feel you need more time, just send a note into Lucia and tell her you need to extend to continue it.
okay.
Okay,
Okay.
roll call?
Chairman Lazaris,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Rizzo,
Yes.
Secretary Vivaldi,
Yes.
Commissioner Green.
Oops, I don't see her.
She's muted.
She's muted.
My screen's not showing. Is Bruce on the meeting?
Bruce
Yes.
was in the meeting. Yeah, he is.
Amanda, you're still muted.
Can she just raise her hand? If she can't, there she is. There she- All right. And Bruce, were you here for this whole discussion? I didn't see you.
Yes,
And
Yes,
what time did you come in?
I don't know, 7:05, something like that. 7:08.
Well,
All right.
my screen is funny. My screen is only showing 4 people. So I didn't even know Bruce was there. I didn't see him. And I don't see Amanda now. So I don't know what's wrong with my,
You can
My-
go up in the corner and it says my view and you click gallery and you should be able to see everyone who has their camera on.
right. All right,
All right. So that passes 6-0 continuance.
okay. Item 4. Public hearing on a notice of intent submitted by
here it is. Thank you.
Native Tech, Robert Marini for Escarlin Crisotomo, property owner. Proposed work is the construction of a 3-car garage, earthwork, and the extension of a bituminous concrete driveway within the buffer zone. Property is known as 163 Lowell Street, map 74, lot 14, Peabody, Mass. Can I get the correct pronunciation for Escarlin? Anybody there? saw a hand raised for 161 Lowell Street, but it's gone.
Yep, Robert Marini should be coming in. I've promoted him to panelist.
Yes.
Okay.
Rob Marini, Native Tech, 31 Monroe Street, Lynn, Mass. Scarlin, that's how I pronounce her name.
Carolyn, thank you.
Okay, so 163 Lowell Street, at 163 Lowell Street, if I can share the screen here. Let's see. There we go. Can you see that?
Sort of, yeah. Yes.
Okay. Basically, there's a Rivers Act River, Proctor Brook and Riverbank, BVW. We documented that in BVW forms, and we flagged both the riverfront and the BVW. This is the house from the front from Lowell Street. This is from the back where they were intending on attaching a deck. And this is the site where the proposed garage is. And basically the USGS locus map locates it here between Lowell Street and Proctor Brook. The soils are pretty much indicative along the stream of what it should be, but up in the site area where it's being worked, it's pretty much fill in urban land. Okay, so we'll scan down to BVW forms. I mean, we had in the upland, we had choke cherry, pignut hickory, Norway maple, box elder is not as dominant because that's a wetland indicator. There were ground layer indicators that we noted. Okay, the soils we documented in the wetland, Solomon seal, pickerel weed. Basically, the ground layer kind of built up there as being wetland. Okay, so we get to the site itself. By the way, this is DEP file number, and DEP did not have any comments. File number 055-0925. They did not have any comments as of yet. We have the abutters. We only got 2 green cards back from the abutters, but we have all the white slips. I can deliver them to the office when you need them. The plan itself, and I'm gonna blow it up for you here. Well, it's already it's enlarged. Existing conditions, a survey. Basically, let's reduce this slightly. Proctor Brook Riverbank, the BVW line, it's kind of notches in. There's a lot of a steep kind of little pocket here. Basically, they're within, this is the 200-foot riverfront. There had been some, about a year or two ago, there was a fill pile that has since been cleaned up, and the intention is to, if this gets approved, to hydroseed in that area as well. Basically, the extent of the work is within the 100-foot buffer zone of the wetland here. Okay, so
Mr. Marini, quick question. Is that, did you measure the 200-foot river front from the bump out from
the riverbank, this blue line here.
Oh, yeah. Not from the buffer. Yeah, right.
Right.
Okay.
So this is the existing conditions, the survey, and it's right on the left side, as you see, there's a pad of concrete rubble. On that would be this proposed garage. Now it's a little bit larger footprint, I understand, than that concrete strip. It went from, I think, a 2-car to 3-car. There might have been a change along the way, but basically this 3-car garage, there's storage above, and I can show you how it's designed here. 3-car garage. Storage above. We've got cross section. These plans are drawn now so we can show also what's going on in the house. They're doing some modifications on the house itself that I'll show you, but it's outside the buffer zone, outside jurisdiction. But just so you know, just in case they start the work on the house, that doesn't mean that they're actually going to be working within the jurisdictional area. This set of plans will go to the building department's office for approval as well, with some minor modifications, some reformatting. So here's the proposed plan. I can enlarge it some. 3-car, basically, the driveway will widen some, and actually it won't widen that much. Mainly, it's going to have a radius that meets the mouth of this, that meets the openings of the garage. There'll be a proposed deck. I'll enlarge this a little bit. The proposed deck on the back of the house, like I was showing you, and there's going to be they're going to enclose this kind of concrete outer space here. It's like a concrete deck. They're going to enclose that. So that's some work that's going on. It's outside jurisdiction, just so you know. This set of plans is kind of pieced together for other reasons as well as conservation. Okay, so, and also on the other side, they're going to abandon this bulkhead area here, and they're going to establish one on the other side of the house. So that's what's going on with the proposed plan. You can see some details on the deck itself. Concrete footing, there'd be gravel base under the deck, so that really won't be contributing runoff. But that's pretty much all I got. Any questions?
The through the chair, the garage, I noticed has a set of stairs that go upstairs. Is that going to be living space up there?
No, storage. Storage. Yeah.
Anybody else have any questions?
So through the chair, there's no water, sewer, or anything there, right?
Right. There's no plumbing going to it.
No utility, there's electric, but that's it.
Correct.
Anybody else?
Did you show the erosion controls on the plans?
I have a silt sock, yeah. Right along, I believe it's right along in here. Let's see. Approximate sediment control barrier here, this black line. Yeah. And this is the detail.
Okay.
Silt sock. We stake silt sock. I think it's better than fabric. And, it all gets knocked down and stuff. This hugs the ground.
Is there a planting plan, a landscape plan that goes with this? I notice you see with a lot of.
Yeah, these are existing trees.
Oh, these are all existing trees?
Yeah, they picked them up in survey. I don't know. We had points. We had points in the survey. We're trying to save this one here. It's right near the driveway, but we're trying to save all of them. Basically, trying to save all the trees. He'd like to do some vista pruning in here. If that could be included in if there's an order of conditions, if that could be included. They talked about, I didn't think it was necessary to remove any, but maybe some vista pruning or something. It's a nice view, actually. It's kind of nice if you look directly back here. It's real dense when you get to
Well,
the,
that's, what kind you say vista pruning? What's that entail?
that's just, well, monitored vista pruning. It's basically pruning to the, pruning off, like crossing limb items and just to open up views, but I don't know, they haven't talked about, they wanted to remove trees, basically, and I said, I don't think that's necessary. So I'm just saying that maybe they can accomplish what they want if they have vista pruning. I don't know, they didn't really know what that was, but you know, I just put it out there. If they want to do that, and if that could be included, that, you know.
Well,
gives it
you either
basically
have to
something-
show us, you
I'm
either have
sorry.
to show us what you're pruning or what you're cutting down, because it's riverfront. Or you don't include it under this
We
project.
don't have to, we don't have to include that. I just, that's true. There's a group of trees right around in here that, they wanted to, but that's not necessary. I just thought,
No, let's
they
keep
may
it
come
simple
up.
and
Go
let's
ahead.
keep it simple. And if you need to, if he wants to do that, he can come back and file a form to do some pruning or a tree removal.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Well, yeah, because it is riverfront.
Otherwise, you should be showing it on the plan.
Yeah, it's not necessary. It's just something that, if they did want to, you know, do some cutting, I could say, well, you got approval to do some vista pruning, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, we don't want to make it that broad of a statement. We need to know what you're gonna do.
Yeah, right. We'd probably locate the trees and say only side limbs here, no topping, you know, just. side
Yeah, I
limbs.
believe through the chair, I believe vista pruning, as long as you're not topping, it is in the regs that it does not require a formal filing. It could be something that's done with the minor permit application, which what Vice Chairman Rizzo was just stating. So I would say if Eskerlin wants to do that, that would be something that she would have the arborist or the tree specialist fill out the paperwork, and vista pruning 100% is fine. And it doesn't need to be on this. And the way I read the regulations, unless she's 50 feet, I don't want her going down to the brook and cutting. I believe reads it has to be over 50 feet away from the mean annual high water mark and 50 feet away from the BVW. So if she's within, otherwise it needs to go on this plan, what you guys are doing. So if she wants to cut in that
In
50
here.
feet of that BVW, which I thought that all of that yard was just, I thought
This
it
is
was,
grass. This is grass. You're right. This is grass. This here has some trees in it right in here. But that would be in the BVW. There are a few trees in here. But this is pretty much all grass. I was just trying to encourage them to keep that unmown and natural, because this is in there. This is in conservation's jurisdiction. There was some filling here they cleaned up. This is where that pile was. Came to the edge. Actually, the pile was in here, the stockpile. The stockpile was right about in here, because it was right at the edge of the riverfront. BVW buffer is here. BVW buffer is here, 100-foot buffer. The stockpile was roughly in here, because I know when we taped it off after the survey was done, I could see that it was in the BVW. This pile was in the BVW buffer, but not. It just touched like right at the edge of the riverfront.
The notes I have talk about a rock outcropping. Is there one on the property that has to be moved or taken away, or?
Rock outcropping. No. Oh, this is on. The garage itself is on like a
Is that what?
concrete pad that's here in the survey. Granted, its garage is larger than the footprint of this existing concrete pad. Outcropping, I don't recall. I'm drawing a blank on that.
Well, if it does, you should have it on the plan, or if you want to remove it, tell us.
I'll correct. Did I have it in a letter or something?
Yeah, through the chair, I could have sworn that I was on the site, there was an abutter call.
So, the only people that are on, if you go to participants, the only people that are on right now.
Can someone call Lucia?
So
Yeah, Pat's still
myself,
here.
Hey, sorry about that, guys. We lost power here at the office.
Are we back on TV, do you know?
Yes, you guys are back on TV, back on Facebook and YouTube as of right now.
Okay.
Okay, so where's Lucia then?
I am not sure. I also have a live show going on here in the studio, so I'm trying to jump back and forth and put out two fires at once.
Okay.
All right. I don't know.
you
She
want me to
sent me,
try calling her on a cell?
she sent me a text that says someone took control. I hope I'll be in shortly, but I don't know what that means. But we have the recording, so
Did you hear that?
do we want to continue?
Oh, Jennifer Buchanan, can she go ahead and,
She still has her hand up, so
I'm still here.
yeah. Are there any other comments from the commission
There was
regarding?
something about, there was a question about, because we'll open it to the public at some point, but there's something on the butter asking about a privacy fence. I don't know if that's something being addressed or not. You know anything about that, Jennifer?
I'm here. That's my neighbor, Karen and Bob Grenham.
Okay.
They are directly next door to that property. My property abuts them down right behind where the garage would be. My property separates them with a granite wall. Concerns already are that debris falls into my yard on a regular basis from their yard, including a giant propane tank, other metal objects. So I have a lot of concerns about that, but I also have concerns if they're going to be breaking up rock. There are very old top-heavy pine trees in the yard. And my concern with them blasting would cause damage to those or cause them to break.
Who's
As well as my foundation to my barn is abutting their property.
Are you talking about work on your property might require blasting?
No, I'm concerned that they're going to do blasting and cause damage on my property.
Well, they need to do a blasting report in order to do that.
Okay, I mean,
Just
that was
have-
mentioned.
You just can't go blasting. You need to fill out a report and do a blasting report and check your neighbors' foundations and things like that for cracking before you do the blasting.
That is very comforting. Thank you.
don't they have to get approval from the fire department for
Yeah.
blast?
Yeah.
So, was this before the ZBA?
Hey, I gotta cut in for a second. Can someone promote Lucia to panelist?
Hmm,
Who's got,
I only demoed.
I don't even have a computer at all right now. It totally
You can't promote herself to
turned
panelist?
off, and never turned back on.
we can't promote anybody, right? It has to be done.
She has to do it, or the PAT has to do it.
Yeah.
Can PAT do it then?
I mean, she's on here.
She's on as a attendee, but not as a panelist.
Can you hear us, Lucia? She's
I
not
mean,
muted.
she just said, can you tell someone to promote me to panelist?
Hello.
Can you see
How do
her,
we do that? I
see
don't
her
have any.
visually?
I don't think we have we have the
Where
ability
does it
to
say
do that.
community development? Where does it say community? Oh, I see it. Wait,
It says panelists, me, Stu.
allow to talk.
Logo.
Then there's an invite. Can I hit
Yeah.
invite?
I got it.
Invite. No,
Got a hand raised.
It should be. Where'd it go?
Hey, guys, okay, so someone has to right click me and promote me to a panelist so I can have control again.
so how do you, so I got.
Unless you guys want me to go to bed and someone's gonna run the meeting.
I just got the
I
invite.
did,
by accident.
There's
can't
an
right
invite
click you.
button, invite.
You should be able to join, whoever someone did it, thank you, hold on.
Error code, wonderful.
I think you need to promote me again. I'm not sure what happened.
Ooh,
Failed to promote. Peabody,
I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, I'm having my phone's not even working. Like I'm having serious issues in Salem right now. Like, I don't know if you guys have thunder, but it just came down over here. And
We've
so
seen.
I don't know, I guess carry on
My
and
phone's not working. I don't have internet on my cell phone. We should probably just.
Can
call
you
it
hear us, Lucia?
night.
Lucia, can you hear us?
There's a bunch of us old guys left.
yeah, I can hear you, but it's just Stuart, I think you're doing everything right. It's the thing's popping up saying join as panelist, and then I click join as panelist and I just stay in the audience. So I don't know.
I don't either.
If I hit participants,
Promote to panelist, okay?
where are you saying that, Stu?
If you look at where it says Peabody Community, go
Yeah.
to the list of participants. Peabody Community Development, put your cursor over that and then go to the far right where there's 3 dots.
Oh, here we go. PBD community.
And it'll say promote to panelist. Every time I do it, I get an error code.
yeah, I don't have that.
I see
You don't
PBD
see
community
PBD
development.
You
I
don't
do.
see Peabody Community Development, Bruce?
No, I have that, but when I right click that, it
you
just
go
says
all the way
hide
to the-
non-video participants.
Yeah,
Doesn't say
Promote
anything about promoting
panelist.
anybody to panelist.
it says, it
Well,
should say,
when I left the meeting, someone should have gotten a prompt that said, you're now the host.
No.
It was whoever logged in first. It probably was used to. But I mean, I guess I can't do anything from here, but I can unmute myself. So, I mean,
but you
I
can hear
just-
us though, right?
I
You can
don't
hear-
know. The whole thing is if Peabody loses power, which I don't know if Peabody lost power, if Peabody loses power, the whole meeting's over. So I'm technically in Salem, so I don't think the meeting's over.
So, Lucia, when you were just speaking, the logo was activated, meaning you were talking, and the microphone, you weren't on mute. So I think you're on.
Unmute yourself.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
I can
Peabody
unmute myself, but I'm
power.
still in the audience.
Oh, okay. Well, you can't, well,
I can't share, I can't promote, I can't do anything. I am basically just a person in the audience. I can't turn my video on. All of that's fine though. I mean, if you guys want to just carry on and I can still do roll call and all that.
Well, wait, shouldn't it, if we could get a hold of Peabody Community Development, they could promote you to host.
I think it would be Stu because he was the first person, but did we also lose Mike Vivaldi? Is he still on? We need to, I can't see
No, he's gone.
All right, well, so if basically if Peabody lost power and Mike got booted out, the meeting's over. It has to be over. That is the stipulation with Zoom.
That's what
yeah.
happened. We lost power. Some of us lost power completely.
Yeah. So, motion to continue, and then we'll make a motion to adjourn because of the lack of power. Is that something?
That's what I was told, that if Peabody, one person in Peabody loses power, you have to, I mean, look, I can barely even get on right now. This is extremely awkward. If I was an applicant right now, I would be pretty annoyed. So that's what I was told. I mean, this has never had an issue. My cell phone's not even working. I have like nothing. I mean, every message I'm sending to Stu is coming back. It looks like something did go through to Amanda and Stu, but I don't know. This has never happened. And I do not want to break any open meeting laws. I would love to go forward with this meeting, but if we lost Mike Vivaldi, I mean, should I call him?
No,
I mean, he's obviously not on here.
the public won't be able to access the meeting either, so.
Lucia, I have a on the participants list. I see you, but then on the very bottom, there's a thing that says invite. So if I press that, it's asking me send email, send message, copy, invite link. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's not how, like, I mean, pretty much if Mike Vivaldi's not on anymore, if Peabody lost power, and it sounds like Amanda just said Peabody lost power, the way I've been told is if Peabody loses power, anywhere in Peabody loses power, you have to stop the meeting. You cannot continue. It is a violation of the open meeting law because not everyone can participate.
So, just,
Okay.
yeah, through the chair.
Yep.
Yeah, I happen to have an inside line to the Peabody Municipal Light. And there are no power outages right now based on reports from Peabody Municipal Light. So Peabody might have lost power for a second, but there are no power outages in Peabody right now.
Okay.
So I don't know what happened to Mike. I mean, I don't know if he got booted off and he hasn't come back on, but I think maybe somebody should call him. But there are no power outages in Peabody right now.
I just texted him.
See, I knew this technology thing would never, never go well.
We should all get walkie-talkies.
Yeah.
We're all gonna become AI and go into the
Lucia,
metaverse.
I just tried to promote you to host. Are you there?
Well, we got to make a choice here.
It says Lucia host.
Hi, this is Lucia DiBernardo. I'm Peter DiBernardo's daughter from Gibraltar Pools. He's using my computer, so that's actually Lucia, not Lucia. It's Peter.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay, sorry about that.
So she's not even on as a participant?
So Lucia's gone.
No, Lucia is host right here. She's back as a host.
No, it was
on
different
here.
than Lucia.
Oh, it says
She's on the
host.
list as host again.
Hi, so again, I see that it says Lucia host. I'm different from Lucia.
Yeah, somebody,
so
yeah,
she's
Stuart,
on-
somebody promoted her to host.
I did, but I thought it was
Wrong
Lucia.
Lucia.
That's
Oh,
wrong
so-
Lucia.
Oh.
Go figure.
So can you change that?
You
Stuart?
gotta take her off. That's why Lucia can't get in.
Lucia's Peabody Community Development, and
I know, but the Lucia that you have as host is the wrong one. You gotta take her off as
I
host.
got that. I don't know how to take her off. That's the only problem. I don't even see her in the
Right
list.
click it.
Yeah, hey guys, I'm still in the audience, and
Yeah.
the Gibraltar Pools, that's supposed to get continued because we don't have a plot plan. So, and I sent them emails and they know all about that. So I'm not sure if no one read my emails, but
Yeah.
anyway, can someone try to please promote community development? And I still haven't heard back from Mr. Vivaldi either. So I don't know what to do.
Right.
I mean, maybe that your connection at PMLP is saying that you didn't lose power, but he's right on the Salem line, so he might actually be on N grid.
Well, community development's got their hand up. That you, Lucia, or is that no?
That is 100% me.
Yeah,
That- Okay.
Well, I mean, 3 years and this is our first epic fail, so
I know, Stuart, can you go to the one that says Lucia host and get her off as host? You just have to right click it. I can't do it.
I don't see Lucia host. That's weird.
Go to participants. There's a list of participants.
Maybe. I'm looking at attendees and participants. Maybe it's under panelists. There you are. Okay, got it.
So you have to right click that one.
Right click.
Community development, Peabody Community
No,
Development.
no, she has to get rid of Lucia. That's the host. It's the wrong Lucia.
I got pinned. I don't get a.
How about trying to just pick Lucia as the host and see if it prompts you to.
You can't have
eliminate
two
the other one?
hosts.
No, maybe it prompts you to eliminate the other host.
What if we hang up and come back? I just got invited as panelist. What if everybody just hangs up and then re-engage?
Mike Vivaldi just wrote to me and said that he lost his network connection. So technically, if we continue this meeting, he lives in Peabody. We are in violation of the open meeting law.
Okay.
So is there any way we could just end the meeting and reopen it, or, and then have everybody just come back?
That's not how Zoom works. Zoom,
Yeah.
once everyone leaves, I mean, you guys, I don't know. Mike is saying he doesn't have network connection right now. I was lucky. My boyfriend said that it was probably going to take 15 minutes for it to come back. But I don't really want a violation of the open meeting law on us.
Yeah.
It does come back. It takes a minute to warm up back in the house once you lose it. Your internet will fire back up. But some of us could hang up and come back.
Who was speaking then?
That's Dan Mayer.
Oh, okay.
You invite me to all of these, but you never do anything with me. So if you want to spend time with me, I'd love to have the time.
Why don't we all hang up?
So.
Once everyone hangs up, the meeting is over. I don't think I've run these meetings, and as soon as once everyone leaves and no one's in the meeting's done as far as I know, if the last person closes it out.
Couldn't we
We don't need any.
Okay, you guys, I'm just telling you the open meeting law. I was told if you lose power for 1 minute, the meeting is over. It is a violation of the open meeting law. If you guys want a violation on our shoulders, I certainly do not want to deal with that.
Do we need any motions to end the meeting is what I'm asking. Do we need a motion?
Lately, the talk's all been about just connection. So I don't think they're really talking professional business here. Everybody, Lucia, I understand what you're saying, but there's no talk about any residents or any problems at this point. So there's no.
Through the chair, I don't think we need help from any participants in the audience, because I think that if we have a violation of the open meting law, it's on us. It's not on anybody else.
All right. Can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me? I'm going to end the meeting.
Can I just say something first?
Go ahead.
Can you pause, or say you wanted to take a break? Let's say you had to go to executive session. Can we tie that to that? Can we say like we need to take a break or a pause and reconvene? And then reconvening would be maybe reconnecting up again. I'm just asking the question. If we have to end the meeting, we end it, but I'm just thinking of a way that.
I would hesitate doing that because technically the meeting is over according to the open meeting laws.
Yeah, I mean, Mike Vivaldi, we don't even know. Mike Vivaldi texted me that he lost his network connection. So we don't know if he's going to be connected. We don't know if he's going to be out for 2 hours. Half of Peabody or Peabody on the Salem line could be out for, like, we don't know.
Call in
That's
like I did,
Yeah.
you know?
So I'll make the motion to end the meeting due to power outages.
Second. Do I hear a second? Hello?
Is struggling over there.
Yeah, it's like, I feel like this is gonna come back somehow.
I mean, I can't see who's in the audience. I don't know who, if people got booted out of the audience. Like, I don't know. I don't even know what you guys are on. Are you guys still on 163 Lowell Street? Like, I have no idea what's going on right now.
Yeah, we haven't moved on. We're on the same one. There are 22 participants in the according to my screen. There's 22. There's 9 panelists, and there must be 13 people. So it's just too bad. I hate we're all here and stuff. And
Well, how does that
I know.
even work with this whole Zoom BS trumps our agenda, basically. So if the Zoom isn't working and one commissioner gets knocked off, we don't have any, there's no ramifications for not continuing with the agenda.
There's
Well,
there's no
if the
ramification, but
if a commissioner had to leave for some reason, a commissioner could just leave the meeting, but it wasn't voluntary.
if the power is out in Peabody at all, then there are people who cannot attend this meeting, and it would make it a violation to continue.
One thing to think about is there might be people who are in the audience or scheduled to be here. They're watching TV and everything goes blank. And then the meeting, the Zoom ends. They probably left. They probably went home. I mean, they're home.
Yeah.
So they're not here anymore.
Yeah. All right, maybe. All right, so
my motion was to adjourn the meeting due to power outages.
all right, I'll second the motion.
All right,
Only-
everybody raise your hand.
For lack of knowing, not knowing what else to do.
Okay, good night, everybody.
Okay, wait, could you tell me when the meeting would be continued to?
Yeah, I don't know.
July,
The official
what is
meeting
it,
will be,
July 26th or something?
yeah.
So
Yeah,
the
it has-
agenda will just move
it would
on
have
to
to be-
next month?
It has to be posted, so I
The
don't know.
next meeting will be July 26th. However, I will see if we can get a meeting sooner, and we would be posting it and letting everybody know. So at this
Yeah.
point, I'm going to adjourn the meeting until July 20, or reconvene on July 26th.
Everybody here is invited back next month.
Yeah,
Good night, everybody.
All right.
good night.
Night.
Hmm.